All right. What? Out of date. Gotta update again. All right, everybody, here we go. .23, the Outlanders update. We have 2 new heroes. We've got a brand new game. I haven't read anything yet, so we'll see what happens. First of all, we're going to take a look at Snapfire. What a sick model. I love this hero already. All right. Skills, Snapfire, Scatterblast. Point target ability. Magical damage. Snapfire unloads with a wide blast that damages and slows enemies in a cone. Hold on. Let me turn down this audio real quick. All right, here we go. Snapfire. Scatterblast. Snapfire unloads with a wide blast that damages and slows enemies in a cone. Enemies caught at point-blank range take an extra 50% damage. You know what? Let's go ahead and just demo the hero and look at the stuff live in-game. How does that sound? Will Jenkins be joining me if he wakes up? The man goes to bed at about 5 a.m. and wakes up at about 3 p.m. So who knows if he will be here. But let's go ahead and hop into this. So here's Snapfire. Awesome looking hero. Look at this. The Keen Grandma. We've got Scatter. Well, I just leveled up all my talents somehow. Okay. Oh yeah, we're level 30. Apparently you can be level 30 now. So anyway, let's look at what this hero does. We've got Scatterblast. It does an AoE cone damage spell. Enemies caught at point blank range take an extra 50% damage. So if you're close to people, you do an extra 50% damage. Does a slow, movement slow of 100% for 1 second. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Ooh, interesting. Cool. All right, so give ourselves an enemy here. All right, and it also disarms. I believe that is a talent. It does, okay. So if we're super close, it does 400 damage. We're kind of far away. Does less. Oh my god, what the heck? The resolution is off. Help! Help me! Why is this happening right now? Oh my god. This is actually going to be an issue because, let's see. If I go with this, they're going to stretch the game weirdly. How does that look? That's gonna make it look weird. Because I'm on this new monitor. fix it? Let's see. Does that fix anything? No. All right. All right. Give me a second here, friends. We're going to go back to our 16 by 10. I'm going to put it in borderless window so I can live a normal life. And then we are going to fit to screen. All right. So there's going to be little black bars on the sides. You guys are just going to have to deal with it. That's just how it's going to be. Make myself smaller because who cares about my face? All right. So once again, we're going to look at Snapfire first. You know what? Let's go ahead and hop out of here. I don't want to be level 20 yet. Introducing the new hero Snapfire in patch 7.23. Let's go ahead and hop into the game and take a look at Granny. Granny Keen.
You're looking for cooking tips, violence, or both?
Model looks great. She's got 302 base movement speed, 1 armor. She is a strength hero with mediocre strength and int gain, terrible agility gain. And she's got a really cool lizard that she's riding. So her first ability is called Scatter Blast. It does magical damage. It unloads a wide blast that damages and slows enemies in a cone. Enemies caught at point blank range take an extra 50% damage. So that looks like this. It has a little cone targeting thing. So that's pretty cool. And if we were to use it on some creeps. Pow! Boom. Nice. All right. But if you're close to stuff, it does extra damage. So that's pretty cool. So let's level up. We've got Fire Snap Cookie is her second ability on W. Snapfire feeds a potent cookie to Mortimer or an ally, causing them to hop a short distance. The hopping unit stuns and damages enemies in the landing zone. Okay, what does that look like? What? That's so random. Got great sound effects though. Okay, so it does 90 scaling up to 300 impact damage. Impact radius is 300. Impact stun duration 1.4 scaling to 2 seconds. 100 mana and 24 scaling to 18 cooldown. So if we were to create, just create blood. Oops, create hero blood. So now we've got our blood seeker, and we're gonna feed him a cookie. Whee! So you can kind of use it like a force staff, it seems like. That's really interesting. It doesn't actually buff them. That's what it looked like it was going to be in the trailer, but it just makes them jump. There's going to be a lot of memes with that one for sure. All right. For E, Lil Shredder. Snapfire heats up her mounted turret to rapidly fire 6 fixed damage attacks. Each attack slows the enemy's attack speed. Provides bonus attack range for the duration. Fixed damage per shot is 30, scaling up to 75. Bonus range is 75, scaling up to 300. Attack slow per stack is 20, scaling up to 35. And attack slow duration is 3 seconds, 75 mana, 24-second cooldown, scaling down to 12. And what does this look like? So it's... Alright. Applies for a little bit. If we were to spawn an enemy... Go ahead and use that again. Dang. Did it actually change your attack speed when it's active? Yes, it does. That looks pretty bananas to me. Gonna put that with like a maelstrom. Any proccing item sounds very, very good. And how about the attack speed slow? Ooh. Oh, good luck. Good luck, friend. All right, this is pretty hype, not gonna lie. Okay, so Let's level up Snapfire to level 6 and take a look at our ultimate called Mortimer's Kisses. Snapfire's friend launches a barrage of fire spit globs over 6 seconds. Globs cause impact damage and create pools of fire spit, which slow and apply damage over time. Snapfire has reduced turn rate for the duration and a minimum launch range of 600. Each glob can be targeted with a right click. So essentially, you can't launch them super close to you. They have to go 600 distance. You get 8 globs. Impact radius is 275. Damage per glob is 175, 250, 325. Burn DPS is 50, scaling up to 100. Enemy movement slow 15%. Fire spit pool duration is 3. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's like a... Is it channeling? Can I move? No, so it is channeling. You're stuck there. What the heck? That's so interesting. Wait, so can I launch them farther?
You'll get what's coming to you.
Oh my god, you can. You can launch them so far. What?
Let's have a look-see.
How far can you launch these?
Don't need roads.
Is there a maximum range?
This ain't no hayride.
Okay, so that's the max range, whatever that is.
Wait along.
That's ridiculous. Lizard loogies, she says. Dude, this is cool. This hero seems very fun to play. Okay, so let's take a look at those talents. At level 10, she has 20 movement speed or 250 health. At level 15, she has 60 scatter blast damage or 200 fire cookie health restore. Level 20, 25% Mortimer's Kisses movement slow, or Little Shredder uses your attack damage. Damn. Level 25, 8 plus Mortimer's Kisses launched, or Scatterblast applies 3-second disarm. Those both sound very good. Oh yeah, and you can level up to level 30, which apparently gives you all of the talents. So I haven't even read the rest of the patch notes yet. Are you serious? Can you imagine Chronosphere with this hero? Just imagine that. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Wait, so you can cancel it? So if I'm mid-cast, and then I cast this, then it just ends. Okay, so you can actually cancel it and stop early. Whew. All right. You can give yourself a cookie. It makes you jump. Dope. This hero is going to be super fun to play, but that's not all. We have a second hero that we need to look at, and that hero is our boy, Void Spirit. So let's go ahead and take a look at Void Spirit. What is this new hero? The fourth spirit, the purple spirit. What does he do?
As you perceive it, is but a shade of the infinite realm.
Let's take a look. Can I show you the map? I will once we get there. We're taking it one step at a time. This is going to be a long stream, my friends. We've got a ton of stuff to cover. All right, so here is our boy Void Spirit. Got some pretty dope modeling going on. I'm a big fan of this. And let's take a look at his abilities. His Q is called Aether Remnant. Of course, he has a remnant. It's magical damage type. Vector targeted. Void Spirit dispatches a remnant to the target location. The remnant stands watch over the region facing the direction of his vector. When a unit crosses its gaze, the remnant pulls it in and damages it. Activation time is 0.4 seconds. Damage is 90, scaling up to 270. Pull duration is 1.2, scaling up to 1.8 seconds. Remnant lifetime is 20. Costs 80, scaling to 100 mana. And the cooldown is 17 to 11 seconds. So, what does that look like? Cast range is pretty far. Ooh. Now we spawn an enemy hero, and he walks in front. Oh, snap! Wait, it like stuns you? It stuns you? Vector. Oh. Oh, no way.
Manual relocation.
Alright, so we're running around. Oh, by the way, Void Spirit is an int hero. He has very good int gain, pretty good strength gain, pretty good agi gain as well. And he's going to be a spellcaster. That range is pretty good. It's a taunt. Okay, very cool. You can change the direction of the ghost. Yes, you can. You can cast it behind people. Does it work on creeps? Is the question. Nope, just does damage to them. That is a very long... What's the pull range? Okay, so it's about like 500-ish range. So that's very cool. And he has just an infinite number of remnants. Right? You can have like pretty much just one up, potentially two up if you had cooldown reduction. His W is called Dissimulate. Void Spirit temporarily fades into the Aether, creating a number of portals through which he can reassemble himself. Upon exiting a portal, he damages all enemies in the area. Phase duration 1.3 seconds. Damage 140, scaling up to 380 damage. 20-second cooldown, scaling to 11. 100 mana, scaling up to 130. And that looks like this. What's the cast range on this? What? So if I cast this, interesting. So you can teleport. Dude, that's so cool. What happens if I... And you can fake people out? I assume that they can see. And you can change at the last second, maybe? And you can also dodge stuff, I would imagine. Like, if this guy goes to call me. You can dodge calls, kind of like manta dodging. That's super cool. Alright. Does the enemy see your choice? I'm not sure. Resonant Pulse is his E. And it is Void Spirit wraps himself in a protective shield that absorbs physical damage and emits a single damaging pulse around him. The shield gains increased damage absorption for each enemy hero the pulse hits. Let me read that again. Void Spirit wraps himself in a protective shield that absorbs physical damage and emits a single damaging pulse around him. The shield gains increased damage absorption for each enemy hero the pulse hits. Okay. Pulse radius is 500. Damage is 70, scaling up to 250. Shield duration is 10. Base shield absorb is 50, scaling up to 200. Bonus absorb hero per hero hit is 30, scaling up to 75. And that looks like this.
Yes, there.
Okay. So. Okay, interesting. So you're absorbing physical damage now. Man, these animations are amazing. Look at this. Look how cool that is. So if he's hitting me, I'm taking no damage. Now I'm taking damage. Use that again. Taking no damage. Sweet. Interesting. It's hard to say what this hero's kit really seems to allow him to do. He seems like a kind of a utility hero. All right. Anyway, let's get to the ultimate. We've got Astral Step, leveling him up to level 6, level 7. Void Spirit tears a rift through the astral plane to appear at the target location, attacking all enemies along the path. This attack inflicts a void mark that slows for 1.25 seconds and then detonates. Max charges is 2. Charge restore time is 25, scaling to 15. Range is 600, scaling to 1,000. Void mark damage is 150, scaling to 250. Movement slow is 40, scaling to 80. Costs 80 to 100 mana.
Never a false step.
And what does that look like? Astral Step. The range is quite low, but you basically just teleport. Okay, so this is why the charge restore time is so low, because it's interesting.
Are mere illusion. I embrace the void path proceeds.
Cool. Okay, so Dissimulate does do damage. This is gonna be an interesting hero to get used to. I feel like this is gonna be one of those heroes that has a very high skill cap, but you're gonna have to like figure out how to use him best. He's got so much mobility, though. I mean, oh my goodness, he has so much mobility. You got one mobility, you got second mobility, and then you've got damage absorb. It'll be very interesting to play this hero. Okay, so on to the talents. We've got 30 damage or 3 mana at level 10. Level 15, we've got 150 resonant pulse damage, or Remnant produces 600 True Sight. Wow, okay. Level 20, Astral Step charge restore time, -7 seconds, or 15% spell amplification. Level 25, Dissimulate stuns for 3 seconds. 3 second stun, man. Or Astral Step 200% crit. So we take that, we go BAM! BAM! Woo! Yeah. Dude, this is so cool, man. This is so cool. He's a ninja. He's like a ninja. Oh, can't hit me, son. I'm over here. I'm a big fan. I am a big fan of this hero already. I'm a big fan of both the heroes. All right, and we are just getting started, my friends. Thank you all for tuning in. My man, can you review the items? We are going to review everything. We are going to review everything. But first and foremost, we're going to have to make a quick hero guide for these two heroes so that people will start using them. Where's my boy Void Spirit? Yes, we've got... You know what? Let's just go ahead and put him as a core, because everybody wants to play him as a core. 7.23. Void Spirit. And you know what? Starting items are going to be Tome. Let me go ahead and say save. Work in progress. Now we're going to go back and we're going to create a Snapfire. Where is Snapfire? There she is. Say 7.23 Snapfire. Work in progress. Boom. Starting items. Perfect. Publish. Alright. Go back to, where's my boy Void Spirit? Moral Faith, you are a fast mother effer. Okay, anyway, let's go to the gameplay update. And let's get into the overall patch changes. Here we go. Who's ready? General updates. Courier. That's a lot of courier changes. You guys ready for this? Gameplay update 7.23. General updates. Courier. Each player now has their own courier automatically. We are now officially turbo. Each player now has their own courier automatically. Courier now gains levels when your hero gains levels. Courier movement speed reduced from 380 to 275. Courier health reduced from 75 to 70. Courier now provides 85 GPM while it's alive. This replaces the base 91 GPM that previously existed. and probably means that if your courier dies, you no longer get passive GPM until it respawns. So that's kind of bananas. Courier passively gains plus 10 movement speed, plus 10 health, and plus 2 GPM per level. Okay. Courier gains flying movement speed at level 5. Or flying movement at level 5. Okay. Courier gains speed burst, active ability at level 10. 6-second cooldown, or 6-second duration, plus 50% movement speed, 120-second cooldown. Alright. Courier gains ability to use wards at level 15. Okay. Courier gains shield active ability at level 20. Alright. Courier gains ability to use items in general at level 25. Okay, we back to Dagon Courier, I suppose. Very interesting. What? What? Courier vision reduced from 350 to 200. Courier team bounty is now 25 plus 5 times the level. Experience is 35 plus 20 times the level. Courier respawn time changed from 120/180 ground flying to 50 plus 7 times the level. Courier return items ability will now cause the courier to return home even if it doesn't have items. Whew. All right, guys. I think I'm done. I mean, is this even Dota anymore? Is this even Dota anymore? All right, economy. Observer awards no longer cost gold. Hey, I literally, Jenkins and I talked about that in our video before. Heroes now start with 3 town portal scrolls. Gold earned from killing an observer award will now always be given to the player that bought the true site. Wow. Supports rise up. Supports rise up. Heroes that have recently applied damage or a debuff to an enemy hero that dies are now considered part of the area assist gold, even if they are no longer alive or in the area. Okay. This is all support rise up stuff. Assist gold distribution multiplier for net worth ranking factor in the area is changed from multiplying based on the heroes in the area to globally. Net worth ranking factor for gold changed from 1.3 to scaling to 0.7 up to 1.6 scaling to 1.4. So that kind of, it's like mega buffs to support economy, but then they pull it back a little bit. So if you still get the kill, oh wait, actually no, it's even more buffs for support. So the higher net worth you are, the more gold you're worth, and as a support, you're just worth less and less. So essentially, it's just all good stuff for supports. No observer reward cost, extra TP scrolls. If you buy a gem or a sentry, you get the gold even if somebody dewards it. You get area assist gold even if you're dead. Assist gold distribution multiplier now favors you as a support. So just tons of stuff for supports. All right. Map layout redesigned. Both ancient camps are now on the opposite side of the map from Roshan. Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and hop into a lobby. This is going to be a long stream, long patch discussion. Let's just go ahead and look at the map because there's no other way to explain the changes. And who are we going to play? Wait, where's my... There's my boy. Alright, so this is my courier that I just automatically have. That's pretty awesome. Give myself a blink dagger and some boots of travel. And let's go ahead and take a little look around the map. So we're going to walk over here. Ooh! There's some new low ground stuff going on. Alright, so we still have our camp here. We still have our camp here. But it's on the low ground now instead of the high ground. So the high ground is smaller. The shrine is more exposed. Got a camp here. Still have the secret shop, but there's a lot more area here, so the high ground is much smaller than it used to be. We still have our cliff ward. This lane looks pretty similar, although the tower looks like it's moved back a little bit, maybe? Still have this camp. Still have this camp. This high ground is much different now. The bounty rune is in the middle of the river instead of being in this weird little pocket next to Dire. Roche Pit has been twisted. It's now facing a different direction. Hello, Roche. How are you? There's several ramps. There's a tree here in the middle. Alright, walking up into the Dire jungle. We've got our camp here. We've got a new eye ward right there. We've got another camp over here that's on the low ground now. So this whole area that used to be high ground is no longer high ground. We've got this camp still there. Still have the eye ward there. Got another eye ward over here behind this camp. Still have the small and the medium there. Still have our Tinker wards. That all looks similar. But they've chunked out a big portion of the jungle, it looks like. Now, if we head over here to the quote-unquote triangle, it doesn't appear to be a triangle anymore. We've got one camp here, one camp here. Third camp is all the way over here. So it's definitely quite a bit different in terms of farming patterns. We still have our eye ward here. We lost the eye ward here, which was over the secret shop, and it is now over here overlooking the river. So that's sort of like your new rune ward spots. We've got another one on the radiant side over there as well. Secret shop down on the low ground, bounty rune in the river instead of being up there. And it looks like we just have 2 bounty spawns instead of 4. So these are going to be even more heavily contested than they were before, probably. And they're in much more neutral ground with pretty symmetrical control over the area in terms of both teams have high ground looking down onto the bounties. Pretty interesting. There is no side shop, but instead... Oh, what? Wait, there's a bounty rune over here? Oh, so there's still 4 bounty runes, but they're in different places. And the secret shop is now called an outpost, which we haven't covered yet in the patch notes, and we will get to very soon. But changing the map in other ways, I mean, this looks pretty familiar here in the Radiant safe lane. The Radiant jungle now has another eye ward spot where the shrine used to be. Shrine is up here now instead. We've got a camp over here. We've got a camp here. We still have our 2 camps here. And then, where is our third? Okay, so then there's that medium camp by the mid lane. And got a hard camp there. Where are the ancient camps? There's the ancient camp, okay. And then for Dire, I assume the ancient camp is here? Where's the ancient camp on Dire? Help? Okay, so ancient camp is still where it was. It's just they're both away from Roshan. That's the main thing. Okay, so other changes to the map. Several more of these cliff wards. This one has been moved a bit to be a little bit deeper. The towers look to be in pretty similar places. Don't see a whole lot of difference there. Not seeing anything in the base that's really different. There's no like eye ward spots over here or anything like that. But yeah, these outpost things are definitely an interesting change that we will need to read about here in just a second. But it's going to take a while to get used to this map. There's going to be a ton more ward spots, ton more different things. I'm sure you can cut this tree, for example. Ward up here. Oh man, this is going to be an interesting one, friends. This is going to be a very interesting one. So, Back to the patch notes. General. Heroes can now level up to level 30. Once you get to level 30, you unlock the entire talent tree. EXP requirement for the levels are 3,500, 4,500, 5,500, 6,500, and 7,500. Respawn time does not increase past level 25. EXP bounties max out at level 25 bounty values. Okay, spell immunity no longer grants 100% magic resistance. This means that all spells that are able to pierce spell immunity now deal their damage as well. So, note 1, a quick refresher on how this currently works. Spells have two properties. One, whether it applies spell to immune targets, and two, what the damage type is. These are listed in the ability tooltips. Note 2, this change means that if something pierced immunity before and was magical damage, it will now do damage. If it didn't pierce spell immunity before, it will still not deal any damage. Okay. All right, moving on. Remove the side shops. Bottle has been removed from the secret shop. All secret shop items are now exclusively in the secret shop, which means that Ring of Health and Voidstone can no longer be purchased in the base. Tier 2 towers. HP have been increased from 1900 to 2000. Tier 2 tower armor has increased from 15 to 16. Tier 2 tower damage has increased from 152 to 175. So basically tier 2s are much harder to take. Night vision has increased by quite a bit, 300 additional night vision. That's a really big deal, actually. And the multi-shot now goes from 2 extra targets to 4, so you can literally just insta-clear creep waves by using the glyph. Glyph duration has increased from 6 seconds to 7 seconds. Improved input processing to feel snappier, as well as fixing some rare input drop bugs. Nice, so hopefully the controls of the game will feel a little bit crisper now as well. Denied towers now give half the bounty to the team that denies it and half to the other team instead of 0 to both teams. So you actually get gold for denying your own towers? What? That's so weird. Why would they do that? Siege damage against heroes has increased from 85% to 100%. So siege wagons do more damage to you. Towers do more damage to you. Fountain damage increased from 230 to 275. Fountain now has 20% accuracy, so trying to fight against the fountain campers a little bit. Neutral units balance. Neutral cloak aura no longer stacks. Thank God. See you later, Chen. Neutral Harpy Stormcrafter max mana reduced from 400 to 150, so much less zapping. This is all just nerfs to Chen, right? Nerfs to Chen. Neutral Harpy Stormcrafter mana regeneration has been increased from 1 to 3. Mud Golem hurl boulder damage reduced from 125 to 75. Ghost Frost attack move slow has been reduced from 20. Has been increased from 20 to 25. And attack slow also increased from 20 to 25. Vul Assassin poison debuff now applies a 35% regen reduction. Okay. Centaur Conqueror War Stomp cooldown has been reduced from 20 to 12. Dark Troll Summoner and Snare cooldown reduced from 20 to 15. Raise Dead cooldown has been reduced from 25 to 18. Thunderhide War Drums aura no longer provides attack damage bonus, provides 40% accuracy instead, and attack speed bonus has been increased from 15 to 25. Frost Mage armor bonus has been reduced from 8 to 6. Slow no longer works. Slow now works against ranged units as well. I didn't even know it didn't before. Attack slow increased from 20 to 30. Outposts. So these are the things that we were looking at that have replaced the side shops. There are 2 of these on the map. New building type, located where the side shops were previously. Right-clicking to channel it takes 6 seconds, and then you gain control over the outpost. Converts faster with more allies channeling. Having control over an outpost grants you bonus EXP upon initially capturing it, and at 5-minute intervals on the game clock. It also provides your team unobstructed vision in the area and allows you to TP to it. Outposts are inactive for the first 10 minutes of the game and cannot be captured then. EXP bonus is 25 times the minute of the game. EXP to each player on the team. Jesus. Provides 500 AoE True Sight. Only gains EXP bonus once per period, regardless if you have 1 or 2 outposts controlled. Takes 6 seconds to teleport to it. Shares the delayed TP duration mechanic with tier 1 towers. Oh my goodness. What? So now there's just so much to control. You're trying to control the map. You're trying to control the outposts. There's the bounty runes in the middle. There's the bounty runes near the outposts. But if you control both outposts, you're going to get so much of an experience lead compared to the other team. I feel like these are going to be a huge, incredibly important part of the game now. Like, almost more important than trying to go high ground and taking other people's towers. Neutral items. Are we PvE now? Are we playing Diablo? Neutrals now drop unique items that cannot be sold but can be shared with allies. There are 5 tiers of items that drop over the course of the game. Within each tier, the odds get cut by half for each subsequent drop. Items of a specific type will only drop once for each team. Drops only begin after 5 minutes. There are 62 unique neutral items in total. 62 new items. 62 new items in the game. What? Backpack slots increased from 3 to 4 as well. Okay. Here we go. We've officially become a PvE game. Neutral drop mechanics. 5 to 15 minutes, there is a tier 1, 10% chance. Other tiers, 0% chance. 15 to 25 minutes. Tier 2 has a 10% chance. Other tiers, 0% chance. Does that include tier 1? So like if you're in 15 to 25 minutes, you can't get tier 1 items anymore? I guess. I don't know. We'll have to play a couple games and find out. 25 to 35 minutes. Tier 3 has a 10% chance. Other tiers have 0% chance. Okay. 35 to 45 minutes. Tier 3 items have a 5% chance. Tier 4 items have a 5% chance. Other tiers have a 0% chance. I think tier 1 goes to 5% at tier 2 time. Okay. Oh, it says down below. Okay. I should just read the whole thing instead of, making assumptions probably. 45 to 70 minutes. Tier 4, 10% chance. Other tiers, 0% chance. 70 plus minutes. Tier 5, 10% chance. Other tiers, 0% chance. These are the odds for the first drop of each tier. Each subsequent drop between a tier is cut by half. So if the first drop is 10%, the next within that tier will be 5%, then 2.5%. Drop chances use pseudo-random on a per tier and per team basis. Only rolls for a drop whenever there is a real hero near the dying neutral. So, I mean, yeah, you literally you're farming items in the jungle. What? It still didn't clear it up for me whether, like, when you're 35 minutes in, whether tier 1 stuff is still dropping or not. It kind of would make sense that it wouldn't drop, just because, like, do you really want a tier 1 item at 45 minutes into the game? Probably not. Right? Okay, so here we go. Tier 1 items. Keen Optic, plus 75 cast range and plus 1.5 mana regen. Royal Jelly, consumable that comes with 2 charges. Permanently grants plus 2.5 HP regen and plus 1 point permanently. Permanently grants plus 2.5 HP regen and plus 1.25 mana regen to the target unit. Does not stack on the same unit sharing is carrying. Okay, so you can only use it once, but still. Affects your base permanently. HP and mana regen. That's nuts. Yeah, we literally, I feel like jungling is going to be real. Like, it has to be real now, because you want somebody farming these items as much as possible during the early parts of the game. This is so crazy. This is so crazy. And there's qualifiers in like 3 days. People are going to have to play qualifiers for the next major in like 3 days on an entirely different game. This is so bananas. All right. Poor Man's Shield is back. Woo woo. Ocean Heart. Grants +4 to all stats. Additionally provides 10 HP regen and 5 mana regen while in water. So in the river, or if you're Slardar and you have an Aghanim somehow when you're only having tier 1 items, you can drop puddles, I suppose. Iron Talon is now back. Oh my goodness. Mango Tree. Consumable that plants a mango tree. Provides unlimited mango power. Dude, Ice Frog is such a memer. What the hell is this description of this item? Every 60 seconds, a mango will drop. Provides 800 vision around it. What does that even mean? You just put a mango tree on the map and it's just there and drops mangoes every 60 seconds? Can you kill the tree? I'm so confused. Oh my god. Arcane Ring. +8 int, +3 armor. Activates to restore 75 mana to all allies in a 1200 AoE around you. Cooldown is 40 seconds. So it's like a mini Arcane Boots. Elixir. 3 charges. Restores 500 health and 250 mana over 6 seconds. Broom Handle. Broom Handle. 35 melee attack range. +12 damage and +3 armor. I mean, that's a good-ass item. But add that to a Monkey King, suddenly you're a ranged hero. You can, like, outrange Templar Assassin. Or whatever. Ironwood Tree. Recipe can be used to combine 3 iron branches. So it's a recipe. It's a recipe that drops. It doesn't actually do anything unless you have 3 iron branches as well. To create an ironwood tree that provides +7 stats and the ability to plant a special tree. Hold down 4 seconds. What? What does that even mean? The ability to plant a special tree. What are you trying to say, Ice Frog? What kind of special tree are we talking about? You know? You know? Just saying. Trusty Shovel. It's not legal everywhere, Ice Frog. But I suppose you are living in Seattle on the West Coast, so, you know, kind of makes sense. Trusty Shovel. +150 health. Activate to dig with a 1-second channel. Can find a bounty rune, a flask, a 2-charge TP scroll bundle, or an enemy kobold. The same reward doesn't appear back-to-back. Cooldown 70 seconds. Oh my god. They actually brought the shovel from the battle pass into the game as a real item. This is so ridiculous. Okay, so this is... Wait. A flask. Flask would be a healing flask, I suppose? Faded Brooch. +225 mana, +25 movement speed. Very basic. All right, tier 2 items. Remember, guys, these are all things that you farm from neutral creeps. So you are literally farming the jungle for items in addition to the golden experience you get. Tier 2 items. And these spawn between 15 and 25 minutes when you kill neutrals. Okay. So, Grove Bow, +100 attack range as a -12% magic resistance debuff on attack. Does that attack range work for melee heroes, or is it supposed to just be for ranged heroes, is the question. All right. Vampire Fangs, +10% lifesteal, +10% spell lifesteal, and +450 night vision. That's quite good. Ring of Aquila. It's back. It's back. Repair Kit. I mean, do you want a Ring of Aquila at 20 minutes into the game, though? Seems kind of like a weird tier for this to be in. Repair Kit. 3 charges. Consumable that targets a building, restoring 40% of its health. 40% of its health? Over 30 seconds. Provides 10 armor and +4 multi-shot during this period. What? 40% of its health. You serious? We're literally like Warcraft 3 now. You got people like repairing the towers as they're trying to take the towers. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know where we're going. Okay, Pupil's Gift grants you plus 14 attributes for both you and your for both of your secondary stats. All right, so that's man. Okay. You basically become Bane. You need to level up all those other stats. Helm of the Undying. This is literally from Underlords. Provides plus 6 armor. Equipped hero survives an extra 5 seconds after receiving a killing blow. So it's kind of like Wraith King Aghanim's. Imp Claw. Passive. Plus 18 attack damage. Causes your next attack to deal a 1.6 crit. Cooldown 10. Okay, so you can literally just give somebody a crit. Philosopher's Stone. Plus 75 GPM. Plus 200 mana. And minus 35 attack damage on yourself. So give this to a support, basically, who needs gold, needs mana, but doesn't have the ability to right-click very much. Dragon Scale. Plus 5 armor, plus 5 HP regen. Your attack's now added an afterburn that deals plus 12 damage per second for 3 seconds. Affects buildings. Dude, this is so cool. I love how Ice Frog is now trying to give all the heroes the ability to kind of like mix and match. It's like ability draft almost, because you can like pull pieces of other heroes and create your own. So cool. Essence Ring. Plus 6 intelligence and plus 2.5 mana regen. Activate to increase your max HP by 375 for 15 seconds. It heals you essentially. Costs 200 mana. Cooldown is set 25 seconds. So just like, you can just be like, I'm low. Boom. Now I'm not low. It's like an anti-soul ring. Anti-soul ring, basically. This is so bananas. Nether Shawl. Plus 8% spell amp, plus 20% magic resistance, minus 4 armor on yourself. So glass cannon. It's like just the glass cannon caster item. Don't read all this, man. Why are you here then? This is what I'm doing. I'm reading everything, man. Tome of Aghanim. Consumable that temporarily grants you the scepter buff for 3 minutes. What the hell is this? You can just give somebody an axe for 3 minutes at 15 minutes into the game? Get out of here. That item is stupid. Tier 3 items. Craggy Coat. Plus 13 armor and minus 35 attack speed on yourself. The tank item. Greater Fairy Fire. Plus 30 damage. Consumed to instantly restore 500 health. 2 charges. Cooldown 10. Quickening Charm. Plus 13% cooldown reduction and 9 HP regen. Cool. Mindbreaker gives 30 mana break and plus 15% magic resistance. Mana burned this way is given to you. Illusions deal plus 6 mana break. So you actually steal their mana. That's so crazy. That actually sounds really good on Void Spirit, because you like astral step through people and you steal their mana. Pangolier. Pangolier's bananas with this item. Oh my god. Third Eye. Grants True Sight in a 500 radius and plus 300 day and night vision. Has 3 charges. After 3 deaths, it disappears. Whoa, that's really cool. Spider Legs. Provides 24% movement speed. Doesn't stack with boots. And a plus 30% turn rate. Can be activated to gain 3 pathing and 24% movement speed for 3 seconds. Destroys trees along the way. Wow. Okay, so now you're Bat Rider or Brood or Nyx Assassin or whatever. Vambrace. Recipe. So this again, it doesn't give you the item Vambrace. It gives you the recipe where you also have to use other items. Combines 2 bracers, 2 wraith bands, or 2 null talismans to create a corresponding strength, agility, or intelligence item called Vambrace. Grants 14 of the designated attribute, 8 of all other attributes, and either 12% magic resistance, 12 attack speed, or 8% spell amp based on the respective type of Vambrace. That's very cool. I'm glad they're finally doing something that allows you to utilize those small stat items. Clumsy Net. Plus 5% stats, plus 3 mana regen, or plus 5 to all stats, plus 3 mana regen. Activate to ensnare yourself and the target enemy for 2 seconds. 900 cast. Okay, so you root yourself and an enemy for 2 seconds, 900 cast range, cooldown 25. Enchanted Quiver, passive cooldown. Your next ranged attack has 400 range. An additional 400 range, does 175 magical damage, and has True Strike. So it's like, hey, guess what? Everybody has Chilling Touch now. Paladin Sword, plus 17 damage, plus 17% lifesteal, plus 17% healing, regen, and lifesteal amp. Oh my god, that's good. That is a very, very good carry item. Orb of Destruction. Attacks apply a debuff that reduce armor by 6. Slow for 30 to 75% for melee and ranged holders for 4 seconds. Okay, it's like a mini Desolator that is potentially better. Titan Sliver grants plus 22% base damage, plus 22% magic resistance, plus 22% status resistance. That's very good. Tier 4 items. Witless Shaco grants plus 28% max health and minus 40% max mana. Whoa. There's so many of these like double-edged sword items. This is so crazy. Timeless Relic. Plus 35% debuff duration amplification and plus 10% spell amp. So it's like, here, now you're Rubik. Cool. Spell Prism. Plus 8%, plus 8 to all stats. Can be activated to cause the next single target non-ultimate ability or item to be duplicated on a different nearby hero. So now you're Grimstroke. Prince's Knife. Plus 60% attack projectile speed. Your next attack hexes the enemy hero into a frog for 1.5 seconds, and the cooldown's 12 seconds. Every 12 seconds, you can hex somebody for 1.5 seconds by attacking them. Flicker. Activate to dispel debuffs and blink in a random direction 600 units away. Cooldown 5 seconds, mana cost 25, does not get disabled on incoming damage. Wow. Random blink duration. Telescope. Lowers scan cooldown by 50%. Increases attack and cast range of nearby allies by 125. What? What I'm really curious about is, are these like active in your backpack because they increased that? And now there's so many extra things that are just good to have randomly. Ninja Gear, plus 20 agility, plus 25%, or plus 20 movement speed, 25 movement speed. Activate to cast Smoke of Deceit on just yourself. So basically PA's Blur. It just gives you Blur, plus 20 agility. Illusionist Cape. Increases illusions damage by 10%. Oh my god, kill me. Get rid of this item. Nobody wants to play against Phantom Lancer. Can be activated to create an illusion of you that deals 50% damage and takes 150% damage for 20 seconds. Cooldown 30. I mean, obviously, you want this every single game as a Naga or a PL or a CK. Havoc Hammer. 60 damage, 18 strength, increases BAT by 0.3. So you want lower BAT. So this actually makes you attack slower by quite a bit. Can be activated to knock enemies within a 300 AoE back distance by 250 units, slowing their movement speed by 50% for 3 seconds. Interesting. Okay. Magic Lamp. Passive, plus 400 health, hard dispels, and heals you for 300 when you drop below 15% health cooldown. So it's like a better Aeon Disc. Like a way better Aeon Disc because it heals you after you get low. The Leveler, plus 50 attack speed. Your attacks cleave or splash for 50% damage in a 400 to 2 or 250 for ranged AoE. Minotaur Horn, plus 20 strength. Activate to gain magic immunity for 1.75 seconds. Cooldown. It literally gives you rage, a mini rage for 40 seconds. Cooldown 40 seconds. Oh my gosh, this game is nuts. Tier 5 items, 70 plus minutes only. Force, and remember, these all drop from neutrals, so it's not like you can buy any of these. You have to find them in the game. Force boots, plus 50% movement speed and unlocks max movement speed, can be activated to self-dispel and push you 800 distance forward, cooldown 6 seconds. That's like the most overpowered item I've ever heard of. Seer Stone, plus 500 cast range, plus 800 day and night vision. That's also the most overpowered item I've ever heard of. Mirror Shield, 75% chance to block and reflect targeted spells, plus 20 all stats. 75% chance to block and reflect targeted spells. No cooldown. That is the most overpowered item I've ever heard of. Fallen Sky. Recipe combines Blink Dagger and Meteor Hammer. Again, you have to have those two items, and then you get this recipe, and it combines them. Grants 20 strength, 20 intelligence, 15 HP regen, 10% or 10 mana regen, activate to disappear, and turn into a meteor, quickly falling on the target area, applying Meteor Hammer stun and duration. Cast range 1600, cooldown 15, does not get disabled by incoming damage. So it turns your blink into a Meteor Hammer cast. Fusion Rune, consumable that can be activated to gain every power rune effect for 50 seconds. 3 charges, cooldown 120. That is the most overpowered item I've ever heard of. Apex, increases your primary attribute by 80%. What is this? What is this patch? Ballista, 400 attack range, knocks the enemy 50 distance back. That doesn't even seem, I mean, 400 attack range is pretty nuts. Doesn't seem that overpowered though. Woodland Striders, plus 50% movement speed, unlocks max movement speed and grants plus 50 HP regen. Grants tree walking. Activate to leave trees in your wake as you move for 3 seconds. These trees last up to 60 seconds. What? Cooldown 20 seconds. What is going on right now? Trident. Recipe combines Sanj, Yasha, and Kaya together. It gives you 33 agility, 33 strength, 33 intelligence, 33 movement speed, 33 attack speed, 33 status resistance, 33 mana loss reduction, 33 regen and lifesteal amp, 33 spell amp. Alright. Trident's the most overpowered item in the game. Book of the Dead, 35 strength and intelligence. Activate to summon 6 level 3 Necronomicon units for 90 seconds with a 75-second cooldown. Pirate Hat. Grant 200 I can't even read this. Pirate Hat grants 250 attack speed. When you kill an enemy hero, a bounty rune spawns between you and the target. Give me your booty. Ex Machina, plus 25 armor. Activate to refresh all item cooldowns except Refresher Orb. Cooldown is 30 seconds. Desolator 2, plus 100 attack damage and minus 12 armor on attack. Phoenix Ash, plus 30 to all stats. Lethal damage is prevented and heals you to full. Gets consumed upon triggering 1 charge. Gets destroyed after use. So it's literally an Aegis. But it gives you 30 stats. What? Oh yeah, there's other items in the game, guys. Did you remember that there's already well over 100 items that you can regularly buy? And now there's 62 items that you can farm. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait to get into a game and just lose so much MMR trying to figure out this patch. All right, Stout Shield is removed from the game. Bye-bye. Melee heroes now have a passive 8 damage block stacked with other sources of damage block. Very interesting. That is a very interesting change. Vanguard now requires a 200 gold recipe. Okay. Quelling Blade, cost reduced from 200 to 150. Melee damage reduced from 24 to 18. And range bonus damage decreased from 7 to 5. Orb of Venom, cost increased from 275 to 300. Circlet, cost reduced from 165 to 155. Slippers of Agility, cost increased from 135 to 145. Gauntlets of Strength increased. Mantle of Intelligence increased, etc., etc. Fairy Fire, cost increased from 70 to 125. Damage increased from 2 to 3. And heal increased from 85 to 100. Enchanted Mango, in preparation for the upcoming mango season, they can now be stacked up to 3 in one slot. What the heck, dude? Ring of Protection, cost has been reduced from 175 to 150. Sage's Mask, cost reduced from 325 to 250. Wow, that's a big reduction. Ring of Regen, cost reduced from 300 to 250. Force Staff, recipe increased by 50 gold. Soul Ring, recipe increased by 50 gold. Okay. Mango season. You guys still with me? You enjoying this? Buckler. Recipe updated. Now requires Ring of Protection, 1 Iron Branch, and a 250 gold recipe. Provides 3 to all stats, 2 armor aura, and no longer has an active castable buff. Interesting. Ring of Basilius, recipe updated. Now requires 1 Sage's Mask, 1 Iron Branch, and a 150 gold recipe. Provides +3 to all stats, and 125 mana regen aura. Okay, so no longer does the armor. Okay. And no longer gives you random extra damage, which is good. Headdress now requires Ring of Regeneration, 1 Iron Branch, and a 150 gold recipe. Provides +3 stats and a +2 health regen aura. Vladimir's Offering, item reworked. Old recipe was Vassy Morbid Mask recipe for 1925 gold. It gave you all this stuff. New gives you... Okay, so it used to give you the armor, the mana, the attack damage, the aura. Now it requires a Vassy, a Morbid Mask, a Buckler, and a recipe. So it costs 225 more gold. And it gives you +6 all stats, 25% lifesteal aura instead of 15. Gives you mana regeneration and gives you armor. So it's kind of like back to the old Vladdy, but better in terms of lifesteal. Wait, no, it's not. It just seems... It just gives you more stats, I guess. It's like... And more lifesteal. So it's like a little bit better for carries to have a Vladimir's, because of the lifesteal aura being higher. Although it's an aura, so it doesn't really matter. It's just... I don't know, it's more of like a tanky item, I guess, a little bit. Just the recipe is different, it's more expensive. Helm of the Dominator item reworked. Dominate aura bonuses are now 50% stronger on player units. Okay, so the old recipe was Headdress, Gloves, Ring of Health recipe, and it gave you 2 stats, 20 attack speed aura, plus 8.5 HP regen aura. And the new one requires Headdress, Broadsword, Crown, and a recipe for a 2400 total cost. Gives you 7 to all stats, and 20% base damage aura, and 5 HP regen. So less HP regen than before, no attack speed, but it gives you damage. So it's like Venge aura. and it gives you more stats. Drum of Endurance item has been reworked as well. The old required a crown, windlace, sage's mask, and a recipe for 1625, gave you 6 stats, 20 movement speed, and 125 mana regen. Now it requires crown, windlace, gloves of haste instead of a sage's mask, and a recipe for 800. So total is 1900, so more expensive now. Gives you 6 to all stats, movement speed, 20 movement speed, and 20 attack speed. And I assume still has the active. It doesn't say anything. I'll look at it later. Okay, mechanism. Recipe has been updated. Now uses chainmail instead of buckler. Provides 6 armor, 4 to all stats, no armor aura, no armor on active. Health regeneration aura has been reduced from 3.5 to 2.5. Crimson Guard recipe has been updated. Now uses Helm of Ironwill instead of buckler. Provides plus 6 armor, plus 10.5 HP regen, plus 3 all stats. No longer grants the active bonus armor the old buckler provided. Guardian Greaves now provides 6 armor, no base armor aura. Still has the threshold armor regen aura. Recipe cost has been reduced from 1800 to 1600. Total cost is 625 gold cheaper due to component changes, and health regeneration aura has been reduced from 3.5 to 2.5. Assault Cuirass now uses buckler instead of chainmail and gains plus 5 to all stats. Abyssal Blade now performs a blink strike. Has a 600 cast range. Bash now deals damage through spell immunity as a result of the spell immunity change. Oh my god, that item is so good. What the hell? Dude, Abyssal Blade is bananas. This item is so good. That's like the only problem with Abyssal Blade for carries is that you can't always get on top of people. And now you can just blink strike to them. Dude, what? That item has to be overpowered now. You don't even need a blink dagger. You could just be a Sven and just buy an Abyssal Blade, and you just blink strike instead of buying a blink, but then you get all of the Abyssal Blade's stats. And you don't have to have a blink dagger, because you just blink with Abyssal Blade. That's so good. That's so good. Bloodstone, item reworked. Now combines Kaya and Soul Booster. Provides the base bonuses from both. Plus 200% mana regeneration. Each charge now grants plus 0.2 MP regen and plus 3.5 spell amp. Oh no. Oh no. It's so good. It's like everything a Storm Spirit player has ever wanted in their life. Oof. Alright, Sanj now provides plus 24% self HP regen and lifesteal amp instead of plus 8 damage. Status resistance has been increased from 12 to 16. Nice, so it's just even more of a tanky item than it was before. It's better than it was before, because Sanj was always kind of like the odd one out. It was kind of a trash item unless you were combining it into something. Sanj and Yasha now provides 30% self HP regen and lifesteal amp instead of 12 damage. Status resistance has been increased as well from 16 to 20%. Halvin's Halberd now provides the same 30% HP regen, lifesteal amp instead of 25 damage. Status resistance has been increased from 14 to 20%. Kaya and Sanj gives you that same 30% self HP regen and lifesteal amp instead of 12 damage. Status resistance also increased from 16 to 20. Holy Locket. Recipe updated. Is it still garbage? No longer provides regeneration amplification. Heal amplification increased from 25 to 35. Health increased from 200 to 250. Now requires a magic wand instead of a cloak and provides magic wand benefits. Ooh. That's pretty cool. So you can just keep your wand longer because you combine it to make a holy locket. So it's just like the ultimate healer item, I guess. Gloves of Haste, cost reduced from 500 to 400. Power Treads, attack speed increased from 20 to 25. Hand of Midas recipe cost increased 500. Stop buying this item! Stop buying this item! Too expensive now. Armlet of Mordigion. Recipe cost increased by 100 to compensate for Gloves of Haste. that's why. No, Hand of Midas actually not changed at all, just the recipe's more expensive. I see. Veil of Discord, recipe updated. Now requires Ring of Basilius instead of Helm of Ironwill. Recipe cost has been increased from 700 to 1150. Now amplifies incoming spell damage by 20%. Oh, okay. I thought it was for yourself. I was like, why would you buy this item? Now amplifies incoming spell damage by 20% instead of reducing magic resistance. Affects pure damage as a result. So, okay. Sounds pretty bananas on Timbersaw, potentially. Sounds like a pretty good item there. Urn of Shadows or Bloodseeker, maybe. Who knows? Urn of Shadows now requires Sage's Mask instead of Infused Raindrops. Infused Raindrop charge count increased from 5 to 6. Yay! Heart of Tarask now provides plus 10 health regen. Okay. What about the rest of the regen that you get? So weird. Mask of Madness, duration reduced from 8 to 6, cooldown reduced from 22 to 16. Dust of Appearance now comes in single charges for 90 gold instead of 2 for 180. Sentry Ward, duration increased from 6 to 8 minutes. Stock Replenish cooldown increased from 85 to 95. Initial stock reduced from 4 to 3. Smoke of Deceit, initial stock reduced from 3 to 2. Stock Replenish cooldown reduced from 10 to 7 minutes. Blade Mail no longer pierces spell immunity. Okay. So, interesting. All right, armor increased from 5 to 6. Blade Mail no longer pierces spell immunity. I guess that's because of how they changed BKB. Why would that matter? It seems like it just makes the item worse, right? Skull Basher. Bash now deals damage through spell immunity as a result of the spell immunity change. Maelstrom no longer bounces on the primary target if it is spell immune. Mjolnir no longer bounces on the primary target if it's spell immune. Javelin. Do I think Jungle Drops makes the game way too RNG? I don't know. I haven't played it yet. We'll see. Javelin no longer pierces spell immunity. Okay. Monkey King Bar now deals damage through spell immunity as a result of the spell immunity change. Shadowblade, damage increased from 22 to 27. Battle Fury, damage increased from 45 to 54. Silver Edge, damage increased from 30 to 36. Echo Saber, damage increased from 12 to 15. Lincoln Sphere, cooldown has been reduced from 13 to 12. All stats increased from 13 to 14. Health regeneration increased from 6.5 to 7. Yule Scepter of Divinity, Cyclone maintains a 24 collision blocker at the base. Okay, so you can't like walk. Wait, so that doesn't that completely screw over Shadow Fiend with his like blink directly underneath? I would assume so. Shiva's Guard no longer can be disassembled. Mantis Style can no longer be disassembled. Glimmer Cape can now be used on couriers and other units. Interesting. And that's the items. Let's get on to the heroes, guys. You still with me? You not asleep yet? Let's be honest. This whole patch read by me is still going to be about one iota, a microcosm of the Purge patch analysis. I don't know. These item changes feel pretty mediocre aside from the Abyssal Blade and Bloodstone, and those feel ridiculous to me. I'll have to see how this whole spell immunity change and the items and stuff feels, but does the Veil new concept affect Axe's counter helix? That's a good point. It might. It might very well affect counter helix. Alright, hero changes, here we go. Abaddon, Mistcoil, self-damage can no longer deny you. Very unfortunate for all you Abaddon players, myself included. Curse of Avernus, Curse Slow, has been reduced from 30 scaling to 60 to 15 scaling to 60. Alchemist, level 25 talent increased from plus 30 chemical rage regen to plus 50, and Likewise, the other 25 talent minus 1.5 chemical rage base attack time to plus 60 chemical rage movement speed. Okay, so you don't get the mega ridiculous attack speed that Alchemist used to have. You get 60 movement speed if you want. Ancient Apparition. Scepter has been reworked. Ice Blast now deals damage through spell immunity as a result of the spell immunity change. Scepter has been reworked. Chilling Touch no longer has any cooldown. Okay, so you don't get the extended duration anymore, but you can just Chilling Touch on every attack. Which, with the talent, I believe is an additional like 250 damage and a slow. That sounds ridiculous. Anti-Mage. Mana Break now also burns... What? Mana Break now also burns 2, 3, 4, 5% of the target's max mana. Mana Break now only has half effect by illusions. Mana Void no longer pierces spell immunity. Previously, only partially did. Mana Void Scepter duration has been increased from 70 to 100 seconds, which is the time that's added to the cooldown of your ability. And level 10 talent increased from 10 strength to 13 strength. This is like very piecemeal buffs to this hero. Arc Warden Tempest double duration increased from 16 scaling to 24 to 18 scaling to 26. And level 25 talent has been reduced from 350 Spark Wraith damage to 300. So slight nerf to that, slight buff to Tempest. Axe Counter Helix cooldown has improved to 0.3, so the max that you used to have in terms of how often you could spin is now just the base. Counter Helix chance has been reduced, however, to scale from 17 up to 20. So you have slightly less chance, but you can spin more often. So if you get more lucky, hey, RNG, yay! If you get more lucky, then you do more damage with Axe. Culling Blade now deals damage through spell immunity as a result of the spell immunity change. All right, before we get it down to the rest of these, I want to go back to that spell immunity change because it's being referenced so much. I just want to reread it. Spell immunity no longer grants 100% magic resistance. This means that all spells that are able to pierce spell immunity now deal damage as well. Okay, so I assume it just means that you can't be stunned if you're spell immune, but you can still take damage. Kind of what it seems like it's saying. I'll have to go check it out after we read this. All right, Bane ability rework. Reworked Enfeeble. It's now a passive. Your abilities now place an Enfeeble debuff on the target, reducing their status resistance by 15, scaling up to 30%, and magic resistance by 4, scaling up to 16% for 8 seconds. Enfeeble has been moved down to the third ability. Brain Sap now heals for as much damage as the target takes. Brain Sap has been changed from pure to magical damage. Brain Sap damage has been increased from 75 scaling to 300 to 100 scaling to 400. Fiend's Grip now deals damage through spell immunity as a result of the spell immunity change. Level 15 talent changed from Enfeeble Steel's attack speed to plus 8 spell amplification. Level 20 talent changed from 125 Enfeeble attack speed reduction to plus 20% spell lifesteal. All right. Batrider. So, I mean, I have to believe this is a buff to Bane because you just have this passive. You don't have to cast the stuff anymore. You just get a point in it, and suddenly all of your spells are doing more. And everybody else's spells are doing more to this target as well. Batrider. Flame Break projectile speed has been increased from 900 to 1200. Flame Break now has a 50 scaling up to 125 damage impact. Flame Break damage per second reduced to not scale, just down to 20. Flame Break cooldown has been rescaled from 17 to 18 scaling to 15. Flame Break AoE increased from 375 to 500. Flame Break knockback duration has been increased by 0.1 second. Distance is now a fixed 300 units. Firefly no longer provides flying vision. Movement speed has been increased from 4 scaling to 13% to 5 scaling to 20%. Firefly now provides a 200 scaling to 800 day-night vision bonus. Sticky Napalm no longer has a cast point. Sticky Napalm no longer requires turning to cast. Sticky Napalm slow per stack reduced from 3 scaling to 9 to 2 scaling to 8. That still sounds really nuts because you can just cast it without having to move your hero. Flaming Lasso now increases damage through spell immunity. Or Flaming Lasso now deals damage through spell immunity. Level 15 talent changed from +2 second flame break burn duration to +3 second. Level 20 talent changed from +40 movement speed to +30. Level 25 talent reduced from -13 second flame break cooldown to -9 seconds. So overall, losing the flying vision is not great for Batrider. The rest of it feels like potential buffs. I mean, the sticky napalm stuff in particular is pretty good. Beastmaster, Wild Axes now pierce spell immunity. Primal Roar now deals damage through spell immunity. Level 10 talent increased from 20 movement speed to 25. Level 15 talent increased from +6 armor to 7 armor. This hero is already good, so I think that this probably just makes him slightly better because it's just buffs. Bloodseeker, Rupture duration has been reduced from 12 to 10, scaling to 12. Agility change from 24 plus 3.1 to 22 plus 3.4. Blood Rage, outgoing damage increased from 10 scaling to 25 to 12 scaling to 30, so you do more damage with Blood Rage now. Blood Rage incoming damage has been reduced from 10 scaling to 25 to 10 scaling to 22. So you do more damage with Blood Rage and take less. So just buffs to Blood Rage, slight nerf to your initial agility, but you scale better, and Rupture just made it scale. So early on, it's not quite as long. I mean, overall, I'd say this is a slight buff to the hero. Bounty Hunter track bonus movement speed has been increased from 16 scaling to 20 to 16 scaling to 24. Brewmaster Cinderbrew now extends the duration by 3 seconds rather than refreshing. Cinderbrew now deals a total amount of damage over the variable duration. Cinderbrew now no longer causes self-attacks. Darn, that was such a fun part about it. I loved that part about Cinderbrew. It was so silly. Cinderbrew now ignites on any spell damage rather than only damage above 80. Cinderbrew damage increased from 100 scaling to 250 to 100 scaling to 280. Cinderbrew slow rescaled from 25 to 24 scaling to 36%. Cinderbrew cooldown reduced from 20 scaling to 14 down to 20 scaling to 11. Cinderbrew mana cost increased by 50 to 80 damage. I mean, this was just kind of like the forgotten skill on this hero. So it's just like trying to make this skill useful, I feel like. And so overall, it's going to be probably a buff to the skill. Bristleback Viscous Nasal Goo armor reduction per stack has been increased from 1.4 scaling to 2.6 up to 1.4 scaling to 2.9. So just buff to Bristleback. Centaur War Runner Retaliate return damage has been increased. Level 20 talent increased from 80 retaliate damage to 90. So just buffs to Centaur. Chaos Knight Scepter reworked. Agility gain has been reduced from 2.1 to 1.4. Chaos Bolt now releases fake projectiles from nearby illusions. So it's harder to know who's the real one. That's funny. Reality Rift no longer slows. Reality Rift now reduces armor. Again, this is what it did before. Reality Rift cooldown has been increased early, or just by 1 second at each level. Chaos Strike max crit has been reduced from 160 scaling to 280 to 140 scaling to 215, so much worse later on. Phantasm outgoing damage has been rescaled from 50 scaling to 100 to 40 scaling to 100. Phantasm incoming damage has been increased. So, I mean, Phantasm is trash now. That ability is horrible. Phantasm illusions now have a 25% magic resistance bonus. So that actually makes them maybe survivable to some extent. Okay, so here's the change. Phantasm illusions are now considered strong illusions, which cannot be instantly killed with spells. Scepter reworked. When you cast Phantasm, it causes every allied hero to create an illusion. Same as Phantasm illusions. Your hero gets an additional illusion as well. Does not interrupt allies. Wow, okay. Clone the whole team, why not? Clone the whole team, let's do it. Chen, Holy Persuasion minimum health reduced from 1,000 to 700, scaling to 1,000. Holy Persuasion mana cost has been increased. Hand of God mana cost has been increased. Level 10 talent changed from 30% EXP gain to 200 health. Clinks, ability rework. Base attack range has been reduced from 650 to 625. Skeleton Walk now provides a 70 scaling up to 160 attack speed when coming out of ability for 4 seconds. So it basically gives you strafe when you come out of Skeleton Walk. Replace strafe with Death Pact. Consumes an enemy unit skeleton or level 1 or level 3 through 6 neutral. Gains health and causes your attacks to have a -2 scaling to -5 armor debuff. If a hero dies under your attack debuff lasts 3 seconds, you gain +5 damage permanently, and Death Pact cooldown is refreshed. Death Pact lasts 55 seconds, the cooldown is 90 seconds. Cast range is 900, mana cost is 60. I kind of like that a lot. That's pretty cool. He's like he's more of an assassin now, I guess. It's still kind of weird because people didn't really like how Death Pact, you had to like set up for kills beforehand by Death Pacting stuff, but you can kind of do it in the heat of battle, Death Pacting a creep, since you just get the armor debuff from eating a creep. Also, it says you can eat enemy unit skeleton. Okay, interesting. Anyway, Burning Army now deals 24, scaling up to 28% of your attack damage instead of 80, scaling to 120 of your base damage. Okay, so if you buy like rapiers and stuff like that, you get that damage instead of just the base. Level 20 talent change from +16 HP regen to +350 Death Pact health. Level 25 talent change from +4 strafe duration to +4 second skeleton walk attack speed duration. Interesting. Yeah, this hero seems pretty interesting to play now. I feel like his kit has always been kind of missing something. I kind of like the direction they're going with this, actually. Clockwork Scepter reworked. Hookshot now deals damage through spell immunity. Hookshot cooldown has been reduced. Scepter has been reworked. Grants you overclocking, which refreshes all of your abilities and grants you a 40% bonus movement speed and 200 attack speed for 8 seconds. After the duration expires, you become stunned for 4 seconds. What? Refreshes all of your abilities, gives you 40% bonus movement speed and 200 attack speed for 8 seconds, and then you stun yourself for 4 seconds. Damn. Crystal Maiden, ability rework. Base mana regen has been increased from 0 to 1. Arcane Aura self mana regen has been adjusted from 2.5 scaling to 8.5 to double on yourself, and Aura now provides 4. Wait, so you don't give mana to your allies anymore? Or you do? Oh, you still do, but it also gives you magic resistance. Okay. I see. So Crystal Maiden is now officially a pipe. Darkseer Scepter rework. Vacuum now works against invulnerable sleeping targets. Rework Scepter now reduces vacuum cooldown to 12. Whoa, doubles the width of the wall of replica. That's really good. Really good Scepter. Dark Willow Bedlam, damage increased from 60 scaling to 160 to 75 scaling to 175. Level 20 talent increased 10% lifesteal to 15%. Dazzle Scepter rework. Rework Scepter Shadow Wave, bounce count increased by 3, bounce range by 200, and each bounce dispels the allied targets. Ooh, that's really good. Death Prophet, base intelligence increased by 3, more damage early on. Disruptor Thunderstrike now applies a 0.1 second 100% movement speed, attack speed slow. So that's nuts. Really, really good for trading early on and chasing people, and just generally really good. Level 10 talent increased from 200 health to 225. Doom Scepter rework. Base damage has also been increased by 3. Devour max creep level has been rescaled to be 4, 5, 6, 6 instead of 3, 4, 5, 6. Devour cooldown has been rescaled to 70 at all levels. Devour gold bonus has been rescaled to 20, scaling to 200. Devour digest duration now matches cooldown. Okay, rather than 80. Scorched Earth duration has been rescaled to 16 at all levels. The speed increase has been buffed. The damage has been rescaled to be better later on. Infernal Blade base damage has been rescaled from 25 to 16, scaling to 28. Reworked Scepter Infernal Blade stun duration has been increased to 1.75 seconds, and a plus 2 second DPS duration applies break. Wow. More break mechanics. I like that. Seems pretty good in general for Doom. Just like buffs all around for the most part, other than the cooldown on Devour. That's a little bit rough. So you can't, I don't think you can have 2 creeps devoured anymore, but you get more gold from it. Basically gives you like a Midas. 200 gold from a creep. Dragon Knight. Elder Dragon Form Scepter upgrade now also provides flying pathing. What? Alright, that Scepter is so broken. It's so broken. You should go Scepter every game on Dragon Knight. Level 20 skilled talent change. Level 20 talent change from 210 gold per minute to 20% cooldown reduction. Damn, 20% cooldown reduction is a lot. Drow Ranger ability rework. Agility has been reduced from 30 plus 2.8 per level to 20 plus 2.6 per level. Frost arrows now do 5 up to 20 damage. Frost arrows now no longer last 7 seconds on creeps. Gust max knockback has been increased. Replaced precision aura with multi-shot. Channels for up to 1.75 seconds. During that time, it releases a flurry of arrows in continuous salvos. Releases 12 total arrows over 3 waves. Arrows deal 95 up to 185% of your base damage and apply Frost Arrow slow for 1 up to 4 seconds. Travel distance is twice your attack range. Cooldown is 32, scaling to 20 seconds. Mana cost is 50, scaling to 80. Marksmanship no longer instantly kills creeps. Marksmanship proc damage is now 40, scaling to 60. Bonus damage, non-critting. Marksmanship now also provides bonus agility to you and nearby ranged heroes equal to 25 up to 30% of your agility. Level 20 talent changed from 25% evasion to 35 multi-shot damage. Level 25 talent changed from 20% precision aura up to 15% marksmanship chance. Interesting. I feel like the hero is still going to function sort of similar in terms of the hero itself, because you're still going to get like massive attack speed and damage as you level up marksmanship, but now you also have the ability to clear waves, right? So you can actually farm faster on this hero by pushing waves than just jungling. Is that wrong? That seems, I feel like that's actually what's happening here. Is that you're going to be able to clear waves with Drow now without an Ags, but you can't just like instantly. You can clear stacks too. I mean, shit, you can stack for, you can get stacks and then you can clear them with multi-shot. Seems pretty good, actually. It's different, but it kind of takes out the really annoying mechanic of the precision aura. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm definitely interested by this. Giving Drow the ability to farm waves and stacks is pretty nuts. Earth Spirit. Base intelligence has been increased. Level 10 talent change from 10 intelligence to 300 boulder distance. Or 40 damage up to 50 damage. 15 talent has been increased from 7 armor to 8 armor. Earthshaker Enchant Totem Scepter leap duration has been increased from 0.75 to 1 second, so you're in the air longer. The leap will now be interrupted if you are stunned or rooted. Yes! Thank you! Enchant Totem now provides a plus 75% attack range. Echo Slam base damage has been increased to scale to be better. Elder Titan Scepter has been reworked. Earth Splitter now deals damage through spell immunity. Scepter has been reworked. Now grants you spell immunity when the Astral Spirit returns to you based on the number of heroes hit. So 2 seconds per hero. So if you hit all 5 heroes, you get a 10-second BKB. Cool. Ember Spirit, level 10 talent increased from 250 Flame Guard absorption to 275. 20 talent, change from True Strike to 60 additional Sleight of Fist hero damage. 25 talent, reduce Remnant Charge restore time by 4, so a slight nerf to that. Enchantress Scepter has been reworked as well. Impetus is now a basic ability and deals 8, scaling to 20% damage. No longer pierces spell immunity. Wait, what? Does Enchantress not have an ultimate now? What? So she doesn't have an ult? Excuse me?
Through conflict, one's nature is revealed.
Enchantress.
Huh? Oh, Untouchable is now the ultimate. Haha, my bad. Enchant cooldown. Anyway, can now control only one unit. Can no longer target an already enchanted unit, so you can't refresh the duration. Creep duration has been increased by quite a bit. Enchant upgrades creeps. With extra health and damage and fully heals it. Untouchable is now the ultimate ability. It reduces attack speed. It now pierces spell immunity. Okay, so that's really interesting. What an interesting change. Scepter has been reworked. Grants Sproink! Moving you backwards. 400 units and disjoining projectiles. Cooldown 3, mana cost 50. Level 20 talent reduced from minus 100 untouchable slow to minus 80. What weird changes. I mean, the hero's no longer complete bullshit in the laning stage in terms of not being able to kill her, but having Impetus as a base ability means that she's going to be so annoying. She can harass you so much. Huh. That'll be interesting to see. Enigma. Midnight Pulse damage type changed from pure to magical. Pulse damage has been increased. And level 10 talent changed from plus 25 movement speed to 200 Eidolon attack range. Faceless Void. Time lock stun duration has been reduced. This is the one that you guys all really care about, right? Time lock stun duration has been reduced. Chronosphere cooldown has been increased by 20 seconds. Level 10 talent reduced from 12 strength to 10. Level 20 talent reduced from plus 500 time lock cast range to 450, so slightly less. Time lock now deals damage through spell immunity. Wait. So they didn't actually change anything else? They didn't increase the cooldown of time walk? They didn't make it so you can't bash 8 times in a row with time lock? What? Is this hero just better than it was before now? I mean, it's not. Chronosphere is longer, but what the? They barely did anything to Void. Scepter has been reworked. Now applies Time Lock proc on units at the destination of Time Walk. Are you kidding me? So you can't, I mean, okay. So you can't make your Chronosphere have a 60-second cooldown, which is very good. However, you can, like, multi-bash people. It gives you an AoE stun. You now have Stormhammer built into Void that also moves you. That's crazy. We reworked how time dilation works mechanically. Causes spells to progress their cooldown more slowly while under this effect. Instead of freezing it, slows cooldown by 75%. Okay. Movement speed slow. Probability on cooldown is 10%. I kind of like that. Because just having your abilities frozen was pretty weird. It doesn't affect low cooldown stuff as much, affects longer cooldown stuff more. I mean, it's still really brutal against all cooldowns, but I think that's kind of cooler. Grimstroke Phantom Embrace rend damage has been increased, so that's when the spirit flies back to Grimstroke, does more damage at all levels. Inkswell cast range has been increased. So here's the old process, right? They introduced Grimstroke, he was super broken, they nerfed him for 10 straight patches, and now they're like, wait, he's a little bit too weak, let's bring him back up. So here we go, Grimstroke. Grimstroke is back. Gyrocopter. Scepter now prioritizes the furthest unit away in its range. Scepter range increased from 600 to 700. Interesting. Prioritize the furthest unit away. So I guess that makes it worse, because if you're fighting in the middle of a big group of people, then you're not just going to be doing double damage to the things that's next to you. But if you are just one-on-oneing somebody, then it's kind of like the old Scepter. Huskar. Burning Spear now costs 4% of current health instead of a fixed 15. Life Break slow duration has been reduced. Life Break now deals damage through spell immunity, and Scepter has been reworked. Life Break now taunts the enemy for 2.5 seconds. Yikes. Invoker Scepter reworked. Invoke cooldown has been reduced by 0.3 for each level in the orbs. Invoke base cooldown has been increased from 6 to 7. Invoke no longer benefits from Scepter. Scepter now adds Cataclysm to Sunstrike. Interesting change. Okay. So your cooldown on Invoke goes down as you level up, which means you no longer have to get a Scepter on this hero. You just have to get more levels. So that means that Midas is like incredibly important on this hero. And Cataclysm is now a Scepter bonus, which means if you have like a Void, if you have somebody that holds people in place, then it's really good, but you don't have to get it every game, which is good because it was too powerful. 15 talent reduced. The Cold Snap cooldown to be worse, so nerf to that. Talent change from Cataclysm to Tornado cooldown reduction. 25 talent from Tornado cooldown to +2 Forward Spirit armor reduction. Okay. Ability rework on Io. Base armor has been increased by 2. Tether now slows enemies. Hey, we're back. Overcharge cooldown has been reduced from 18 to 16 seconds. Overcharge now provides max HP regen per second instead of damage reduction. Still provides attack speed. Regeneration is applied on both targets with Tether, thus tethered target regenerates even more. Level 10 talent change from 90 GPM to 5 HP regen. 15 talent change from 8 HP regen to 13 spell lifesteal. Or Spirit Supply slow has been changed to 120 GPM. Okay. So they're kind of like reverting some of their changes. Now Io has the ability, it's like more skill based because you can slow people with Tether again. Very interesting. I'm glad that they're willing to roll back stuff that they feel like made the hero less fun. Pretty cool. Jakiro strength gain has been increased from 2.8 to 3, as if he wasn't tanky enough already. Juggernaut level 15 talent increased from +50 Blade Fury movement speed to 75. I feel like that talent is quite good now. And Blade Fury damage has also been increased as well. Keeper of the Light, Blinding Light mana cost has been buffed, has been nerfed to be higher. Blinding Light cast range has been reduced from 575. Okay, so scales to be less at each level by 100. Will-O-Wisp cast range has also been reduced, and the level 15 talent reduced the cast range by 100 as well. Still, they didn't change the cooldown on Blinding Light. And you still have Chakra Magic, so they're not completely dumpstering Keeper of the Light. Hero's still good. Kunkka Scepter reworked. X marks the spot. Cooldown has been increased at all levels. Ghost Ship cooldown has been increased at all levels. Rum damage reduction has been reduced to just be 40 at all levels, and provides Torrent Storm ability with the new Scepter. Active causes a visible torrent to spawn every 2.5 seconds for 5 seconds. Torrents spawn randomly in a 1100 AoE around you in alternating quadrants. Whoa. That's pretty cool. I like it. Legion Commander, level 15 talent increase. So it's like Diabolic Edict, but with torrents. Legion Commander, level 15 talent increase from plus 50 overwhelming odds, hero damage to plus 65. Leshrac, level 20 talent changed from 25 evasion to 400 health. Lich Scepter Rework Sinister Gaze now drains target's current mana back to you. Whoa, that's really good. It's what? They better have changed Mana Drain for Lion, because this is just way better than Mana Drain, right? Chain Frost damage has been increased by 15. Chain Frost damage increases by 15, 20, 25 per bounce. Scepter has been reworked. Sinister Gaze is now a 400 AoE target ability. Dude, it's literally Black Hole. It's like Storm's Scepter. That's really good. Level 25 talent change from attack supply, movement speed slow to Chain Frost, unlimited bounces. We back. Lifestealer. Oh my gosh, they changed this hero a lot. Strength gain reduced from 2.9 to 2.4. Base attack time improved from 1.85 to 1.7. Base attack speed improved from 100 to 140. Base damage reduced by 7. Base armor increased by 1. Rage no longer increases attack speed. Rage now provides plus 15% movement speed. Open wounds lifesteal reduced by 50 down to 35. Feast now passively provides attack speed. This is like old lifestealer. Like Dota 1 lifestealer. Attack speed from Feast. No longer deals damage based on target's max health. Now provides 1, scaling up to 3% lifesteal based on the target's max health. Okay. So you lifesteal more the tankier they are. Infest now automatically takes control over the target when it's allowed. Infested heroes have a bonus 30 up to 50% movement speed. What? What? Excuse me? Infested heroes have a bonus 50% movement speed. They also gain 1200 bonus health. Infest now heals you for 3, scaling up to 5% of max health per second while you are in another unit instead of burst heal on exit. Reworked Scepter reduces Infest cooldown to 20 seconds and increases cast range by 600. Causes the infested target to get the rage buff. What? Wait, so this Lifestealer now, he's like a different version of Io, where like you infest into your carry and you give them rage? What? What? That's so weird. What a weird change. Level 10 talent increased by 20 attack speed to 30. Level 25 talent change from Feast Lifesteal to 1.5 Feast Lifesteal. Okay. What a weird change. Lena, strength gain increased from 2.2 to 2.4. Level 10 talent reduced from 125. Cast range to 100. Level 10 talent increased from 30 damage to 35. So pushing us towards right click Lena a little bit. Mana Drain Slow has been buffed at the later levels. Lone Druid. Oh my god, it's so long. Spirit Bear attack range has been increased. Spirit Bear armor type has been changed from basic to hero. Spirit Bear attack type changed from basic to hero. Spirit Bear no longer has defender. Demolish is now ability at level 1. Return is now available at level 1. Entangle now available at level 1. Entangle duration is now 0.75 to 3 seconds. Spirit Bear return is now 3-second channeling ability. Okay. Demolish building bonus damage is now 10, scaling to 40%. Damage reduced 30. Damage reduced from 35 scaling to 95 to 30. Spirit Bear now levels up when your hero does and gains plus 5 damage per level. Spirit Bear health has been reduced from 1500 scaling to 3000 to 1100 scaling to 2000. Spirit Bear now gains HP, 75 HP per level of your hero. Entangling Claw's damage type has been changed from physical to magical. Spirit Link is now passive. Spirit Link no longer heals the bear while Lone Druid deals damage. Spirit Link Lifesteal has been reduced from 40 scaling to 70% to 20 scaling to 65. Attack speed has been reduced. Rework True Form, 100-second cooldown, transforms into a melee bear, gains 500 up to 1500 health, healed on cast as well, 10 to 20 armor, grants you Spirit Bearers, Entangling Roots, and Demolish, sets your melee attack range to 225. So now you can have 2 people with Entangling Roots and Demolish. Savage Roar now occurs both for your hero and Spirit Bearer when cast on either. The AoE has been increased. Level 20 talent change from plus 25 or minus 25 second Battlecry cooldown to minus 40 second cooldown on True Form. Level 25 talent change from Battlecry grants spell immunity to plus 1,000 True Form health. You can literally 2,500 health from True Form if you take that talent. Bananas. Luna ability rework. Base strength increased by 2. I mean, Lone Druid sounds nuts. That hero sounds nuts right now. Luna ability rework. Base strength increased by 2. Base intelligence increased by 2. Base damage increased by 2. Moonglaive now works with critical strikes. Lunar Blessing has been reworked. Now provides allied player units plus 10 up to 25% attack damage and plus 10 up to 25 total armor bonus. Provides Luna with 200 scaling up to 800 night vision. So it's no longer a passive or a base stat increase. Okay. Interesting. Lycan ability rework. Scepter rework. Reworked how Howl works. Now causes all enemies within 2000 AoE to have 5 scaling to 8 reduced armor and deal less 25 scaling to 40 less base attack damage. Lasts 5 to 8 seconds cooldown, 24 scaling to 18. Howl is now cast around your wolves as well. Reworked Scepter grants Wolf Bite. Target an allied hero to convert them. And provides shapeshift properties, including melee. Grants both of you 30% lifesteal and a shared 30% lifesteal to heal the other one when within 1200 range of each other. Excuse me? What? I mean, first of all, this new Howl is so broken. 40% base attack damage reduction, as well as minus 8 armor. Oh my god. What the heck is going on? Alright, let's get through the rest of these. Magnus, Scepter rework, Shockwave, pull distance has been increased, and power cleave damage has been reduced by a lot, thank god. And power damage has been reduced, the cleave damage has been reduced, the duration has been increased to scale, and power now provides double effect when cast on yourself, so stop casting on your carries. Reverse polarity now deals damage through spell immunity. Rework Scepter now reduces skewer cooldown to 4 seconds. Cast point by half and removes mana cost. Whoa! Dang, so you just get a 4 second cooldown blink that repositions people. That sounds really good. Level 25 talent has reduced the Empower Cleave damage by 5% as well. That sounds so good. Mars, ability rework. God's Rebuke knockback now adds a 40% slow for 1.5 seconds. Bulwark can now be toggled on, putting your weapon away and causing the direction you're facing to be locked. Your movement speed will be 20% slower while in this mode, and 70% of attack projectiles will be redirected towards you instead of your allies. Oh my god, you're literally a tank. Only affects attack projectiles that are within your shield block angles and within 800 range from the attacker. Arena of Blood now destroys trees inside the arena. Whoa. That's literally from that's from some Brandon Sanderson book where somebody uses like a shield to pull arrows to the... Wow, that's cool. Anyway, Medusa intelligence gain has been increased from 2.6 to 3.4. Mystic Snake now applies a 30% movement slow and a 50% turn rate slow for 3 seconds. So they're just making Snake even better than it was before? Oh, okay, never mind. Mystic Snake no longer steals mana from the enemies, but still provides it to you. Stone Gaze duration on Medusa has been reduced. Stone Gaze damage amplification has been rescaled to scale. Stone Gaze now provides you with a 25% movement speed increase, and the range has been increased by 200 as well. Level 10 talent, 20 damage, or 20% evasion, both buffs. 15 talent, 30 attack speed up to 40 attack speed. Meepo, level 10 talent, increased from 15 to 20 damage. Level 15 increased from 30 to 40 poof damage. Mirana, Sacred Arrow, max stun duration has been rescaled from 5 to scaling to 5. Other than that, no changes to the hero. Interesting. Monkey King Tree Dance cooldown has been reduced from 1.2 to 1. Level 10 talent increased from 300 Tree Dance Vision to 400. Morphling no longer has 2 different health and mana amounts. The percentage of health and mana is maintained between both forms. Suck it! Suck it, Morphling players! Get out of my house. Morph now provides the Scepter 50% mana cost reduction as a base feature. Okay. So, a bit of a buff. They'll throw you a little bit. A little something, something. Level 15 talent has increased 30 to 40 attack speed. Okay, so this plus the Earthshaker totem being able to be stunned definitely nerfs. Doesn't completely destroy the combo, but definitely some nerfs. Naga Siren agility gain has been reduced. Level 20 talent has been increased and snare cooldown to -9 seconds. Nature's Prophet intelligence gain has been changed from 3.5 to 3.7. Agility has been increased as well. Necrophos Scepter has been reworked. Heartstopper aura range has been increased. Reaper's Scythe damage from 0.6 to 0.9, scaling to 0.7 to 0.9. Reaper's Scythe no longer pierces spell immunity. Scepter has been reworked. Now reduces Ghost Shroud cooldown to 10 seconds and causes Heartstopper aura to deal 2 times as much damage while Ghost Shroud is active. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Level 20 talent has changed from 70 attack speed to 40% Heartstopper regen reduction. Okay. So kind of a pseudo counter to Alchemist almost to some extent. It's like Spirit Vessel on everybody. Talent reduced from 0.8 Heartstopper aura to 0.6 at level 25. That's really cool, actually. That's an interesting way to add another way to counter out regen strats. I like it. Nice Sucker. Void Scepter no longer reduces cooldown. Void Scepter stun duration has been reduced as well. Level 20 talent movement speed from 40 to 35. Other than that, not a whole lot of changes. Nyx Assassin movement speed has been increased by 10. Ogre Magi base strength reduced by 2. Ignite hitting an already affected unit now adds to the duration rather than just refreshing it. Omni Knight level 10 talent has been increased to an additional 25 purification AoE. Oracle Scepter Rework base mana regen increased from 0 to 0.5. Scepter Rework is Fortune's End. Cast range has been increased by 800, AoE by 150, and causes half the root duration to be a stun. Huh. I don't know. Doesn't sound that great to me, but maybe it's okay. Outworld Devourer ability rework. Here we go. Base attack time increased from 1.7 to 1.9. Arcane Orb damage has been rescaled. Arcane Orb no longer has splash damage. Arcane Orb no longer steals intelligence. Yikes. OD is trash. Replaced Equilibrium with Essence Flux. Passively grants you a 25% chance to restore max mana. 20 scaling to 50% max mana when you cast an ability. Can be activated for 6 seconds to cause all damage you deal to slow enemy units. Sanity's Eclipse no longer deals damage based on the intelligence difference. It no longer drains mana. Now has a 150 scaling to 300 base damage. Now deals 0.4 to 0.6% or 0.6 times the difference between you and the enemy's max mana. Sanity's Eclipse now provides buff charges that increase your max mana by 30, scaling up to 50 per charge. You gain 1 charge per Arcane Orb hit and 3 per Astral Imprisonment against heroes. lasts 35 seconds. Each charge replenishes the existing stack duration. That just sounds very complicated. And the 20 talent has been changed to reflect the difference in Sanity's Eclipse calculation. And talent changed at 25 from 60-second Arcane Orb int steal to plus 2% Arcane Orb damage. Well, him not being able to farm stacks now is just a trip to the trash for this hero. Pangolier, level 10 talent increased from 300 swashbuckle slash range to 400. Level 15 talent increased from 2-second rolling thunder duration to 4-second. Phantom Assassin, level 20 talent increased from 25% blur evasion to plus 30%. Phantom Lancer, Scepter rework. Phantom Rush agility bonus duration from 2 to 1.5. And the rework Scepter is the Phantom Rush speed boost is now always available when attacking enemy units, regardless of the cooldown. Damn. So you can just like pew 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 like Naruto running everywhere. Phoenix Strength base strength increased by 2. Supernova now deals damage through spell immunity. Okay. Puck fixed a bug that caused orders to not register sometimes. Waning Rift now is a 350 cast range. Dream Coil now deals an initial 100 up to 200 damage. Dream Coil Scepter now deals damage through a spell immunity. Level 10 talent change from plus 6 to all stats to phase shift attacks. Immediately launches one attack on phase shift cast at units within that's funny. Within 200 range. Level 10 talent also, the other one is up to 200 cast range now. Pudge, Scepter reworked. Flesh Heap health regen has been reduced at all levels. Rot self-damage is no longer lethal. Haha, you can no longer deny yourself. And good riddance to that. Dismember now deals damage through spell immunity. Rework the Scepter reduces Dismember cooldown to 11, allows you to target an ally with Dismember, instantly swallowing them in your belly and healing them for 4% of their max HP per second. The ally can exit whenever they want by issuing a command. Okay. Pudge is now officially a healing support, I guess. Level 20 talent they changed the cooldown reduction talent to a minus 5-second meat hook cooldown, and level 25 talent has changed plus 3 dismember duration to dismember double heal and damage. Hugna, Nether Ward now applies a base 50 damage to spells that trigger it. Nether Ward scaling values have been reduced. Nether Ward now only procs against things that affect Magic Stick. Okay, so that means not as good against OD because Arcane Orb will no longer trigger Nether Ward, is what it sounds like. Queen of Pain agility gain has been increased. Scream of Pain range has been increased. Razor ability rework replaced Unstable Current with Storm Surge, which is a passive aura, provides a 4 scaling to 10% movement speed to nearby allies, has double values on your hero. Eye of the Storm now passively shocks every unit in a 500 radius around you. So basically they took Unstable Current and added it to Eye of the Storm, which is your ultimate, and still has the active component. Static Link now causes Razor to continuously attack the linked target. You cannot attack other targets during this time. Your attack happens automatically while you are moving without interruption, as long as it's legal to attack. Static Link drain rate has been slightly reduced. The drain duration has been changed to scale, and Eye of the Storm no longer targets ethereal units when it cannot hurt them. So this sounds like Razor is really good now. Sounds incredibly broken that you just attack targets. Like, it basically, everything that you wanted about Razor is now happened. You can just run after people and you're automatically attacking them while you're moving. You don't have to stop to attack them. You have an extra ability now that gives all of your teammates extra movement speed. And once you hit level 6, you have the farming ability from Eye of the Storm. So this hero is really broken. 100% sure. Anytime they do that where they combine abilities and just give heroes new abilities, they always are really overpowered. Talents have been changed slightly. Not going to read through those because I'm getting a little tired. Ricky, ability rework, agility. Now, we'll do it. Okay, level 15 talent for Razor. has reduced the static link damage steal from 7 to 6, or you can go for +4 unstable current movement speed to 12 strength. Level 25 talent change from +200 unstable current damage to +200 Eye of the Storm passive damage. Okay. So, just kind of reflecting the changes to the hero itself. Ricky. The agility has been reduced from 30 plus 2.5 to 18 plus 1.4. Strength gain has been increased from 1.9 to 2.4. Base damage increased by 8 overall. Base health regen has been increased from 1 to 2. Base armor increased by 2. Base movement speed has been increased from 290 to 315. Smokescreen no longer slows. Smokescreen no longer reduces vision. Smokescreen miss chance has been rescaled to be much higher at earlier levels and worse at the late levels. Smokescreen radius has been rescaled to be a little bit smaller early on and scaling to be a little bit bigger. Smokescreen cooldown has been increased early on. Blink Strike now has 2 charges with a 25 scaling to 10-second replenish rate. The damage has been reduced at all levels. Cloak and Dagger is now the ultimate. He has a 4-3-2 fade delay. No longer has health regen bonus. Backstab damage is 1 scaling to 2x. Tricks of the Trade is now a basic ability. Attacks 4 times over 2 seconds, dealing 55, scaling to 100% of your damage. Hits random units, including creeps. Cast range is 400, radius is 450, cooldown is 21, scaling to 12, mana cost 50. Tricks of the Trade Scepter has been updated to 1000 cast range, plus 1 second duration, plus 2 attacks and targets allied units. Okay, so you don't start invisible on Ricky anymore, and you get it as your ultimate. Interesting. A lot of these changes, you just gotta play it, see how it feels, I guess. Level 10 talent change from 8 agility to plus 25 attack speed, or you can get 8 HP regen. Level 15 talent reduced the smokescreen cooldown to -5 seconds, or you can take the formerly critical strike talent, which is now plus 35 damage. The talent, yeah, it is old school Ricky. It's like Dota 1 Ricky, exactly. Backstab multiplier at 20 has been buffed a little bit, and 25 talent. Tricks of the Trade AoE has been changed to -7 second Tricks of the Trade cooldown. Rubik base armor has been increased by 1. Level 15 talent Fade Bolt hero attack damage has been buffed to -75. Sand King base attack speed has been increased. Sonic Shadow Demon Demonic Purge now deals damage through spell immunity. Shadow Fiend ability rework. Requiem of Souls final radius has been reduced by quite a bit. No longer reduces attack damage. Requiem of Souls now causes units to run away from Shadow Fiend for 0.6 seconds per wave impacted up to 2.2 max. Does not happen on Death Requiem, so it just gives you a fear. I don't know. That doesn't sound that great to me. Maybe it's good though. I don't know. I feel like SF needs a lot more than that to be a good hero. Shadow Shaman. Mass Serpent Ward damage has been increased at the later levels. Level 25 talent reduced the plus 50 wards attack damage to plus 40. So they just give him a little bit more damage earlier on the wards. Silencer ability rework. And the Scepter has been reworked. Agility gain has been reduced. Attack projectile speed has been reduced. Glaives of Wisdom now temporarily steals int. So he is now officially OD. Glaives of Wisdom damage has been reduced. Last Word base damage has been reduced. Last Word now deals a bonus damage based on the difference between your intelligence and theirs. Last Word becomes a 600 AoE spell. So literally Silencer is now Outworld Devourer. What? So strange. What an interesting change. Silencer steals int. And then Last Word is now Sanity's Eclipse. Skywrath Mage. Ancient Seal cast range has been rescaled. Level 15 talent has been increased from -8 second to -9 second. Slardar, Slithering Crush, Scepter AoE has been increased. Slark, Scepter Rework. Pounce now has 2 charges and travels double the distance and speed. Damn, that sounds really good. I mean, who was going to buy the Slark Scepter before? That sounds much better now. Spectre, Dispersion now deals damage through a spell immunity. Sniper, Scepter Reworked. Shrapnel damage has been increased. Oh gosh, here we go. More buffs for Sniper. We're really, really close to approaching ho-ho-ha-ha status, I'm pretty sure. The Scepter has been reworked to reduce cast time on Assassinate from 2 to 1 and cause it to disable the target for 1.8 seconds. What does disable mean? Does it just mean, are they stunned? Are they disarmed? Are they rooted? I guess it's a stun. Right? I guess it has to be a stun. Fixed Assassinate Piercing Spell Immunity if you gain immunity while projectiles in air. And the 20 talent from Assassinate Cast Time has been changed to plus 30 shrapnel damage. Spearbreaker, Greater Bash now deals damage through spell immunity. Okay, Nether Strike also does. Storm Spirit plus Storm Spirit level 25 talent overload pierces spell immunity, now deals damage through spell immunity. Cool. Sven, reworked Warcry now causes allied heroes within 700 range to have 6 scaling to 15 increased armor and 12 scaling to 24 bonus damage. So it's the old Warcry plus bonus damage. Additionally, increases your own movement speed by 6 up to 18%. So it's just better. Reworked Scepter. I mean, the shield was cool. The damage reduction shield is cool, but I think armor is just better, probably. Reworked Scepter. Stormhammer gets a plus 500 cast range, and you travel along it. Upon impact, it automatically lands an attack. Get the heck out of here. That's my favorite scepter in the game. I love you, Ice Frog. That's so cool. Oh. Yes. I love it. Sven is literally Thor. Yep. Techie's Proximity Mine now has 3 charges with a 15-second replenish time. Scepter now also causes your mine's cast range to be increased by 400. Interesting. You don't have to. You can just cast a bunch of proximity mines, and then you have to wait for them to replenish. Interesting. Templar Assassin Psyblade spell width has been increased. Psionic projection cooldown has been reduced. Terrorblade Reflection is now an AoE target ability. He has 700 cast range and a 475 AoE. Conjure Image incoming damage has been reduced. Huh. So he now has like a targetable AoE slow instead of just like hoping that you are within range of people. Kraken Shell damage block has been reduced. Agility growth on Timbersaw has been increased. Tinker base strength has been increased by 1. Base mana regeneration has been increased by 0.5. Tiny base movement speed has been increased. Base damage has been reduced. Tree Grab no longer has charges. Tree Grab no longer causes you to move slower. Tree Grab bonus damage no longer works on denies. Tree Grab building damage has been reduced as well. And Tree Grab cooldown at level 20 talent has been changed to 20 strength. Treant Protector. Base movement speed has been increased by 10. Living Armor has been reworked. It is now a 700 cast range spell. Always lasts 8 seconds. Provides 7 up to 16 armor and restores 60 up to 240 health over the duration. Cast point has been reduced. The cooldown has been rescaled. Leech Seed has been reworked. It is now a self-cast spell. Drains the life from a random nearby enemy unit within 700 and restores your life. Enemies affected by this are slowed by 26 up to 50%. For each pulse, prioritizes heroes. Life drain per second is 15, scaling to 60. Nature's Guise has been replaced with Nature's Grasp. Targets a location, creating vines along the way. If any vine touches a tree, all the vines have 50% better effect. Vines now slow down enemy heroes by 25, scaling to 40%, and deal 30 up to 60 damage per second. Deals half damage to creeps. Vines last until up to 12 seconds. Cast range is 1500. Wait, so is it like a targeted overgrowth, essentially? It doesn't root, but it slows. Overgrowth duration has been reduced. Overgrowth now does 50 scaling to 100 DPS as part of the base skill instead of the scepter providing it. Overgrowth now deals damage through spell immunity. Level 10 talent has changed from +2 living armor block instances to +60 living armor heal. Level 15 change from from 2-second tree respawn time to +30 nature's grasp DPS. Level 20 talent, you get a choice between tree walking and leech seed damage. In level 25, you lose the AoE 350 AoE overgrowth vision, and you get 1 second extra overgrowth and +100 DPS. So you're no longer able to be invisible on Tree and Protector. That makes me sad. Also, I don't know how you can play this hero without being able to get your movement speed above 280. And you have to be near towers to heal them. You can't do it across the map. All of these things make me very sad. All of these things make me very sad. Guys, why did they kill my boy? Alright, anyway, we'll finish this out. Troll Warlord, agility gain has been increased. Berserker's Rage and Snare chance has been increased. Tusk base movement speed increased. Base HP regen has been increased. Walrus Kick now deals damage through spell immunity. And at level 15, you can have 400 health instead of 350. And 20, you can have Ice Shards be 8 seconds lower cooldown instead of -6 seconds. Underlord, agility gain has been increased, base armor has been increased, atrophy or damage reduction has been reduced, level 15 talent increased, cast range by an additional 25. Why are they even changing this hero? Like, he's not being picked. They need to buff him. They need to buff him, and I mean, this will do a little bit to his laning stage, but I feel like he's still probably unplayable. Undying, base armor reduced by 1. Soul Rip mana cost has been increased. Zombies collision size has been reduced. Flesh Golem has been reworked. No! It now increases your strength by 30 up to 50%. Your attacks slow the enemy by 30 up to 40% and deal 15 up to 35 DPS for 5 seconds. Zombies do double damage to a unit under the effect of attack debuff. Ugh, I don't... Your hero's not a right clicker though. It doesn't sound very good to me. Like, this whole hero is built around being a tank. I don't know how you play him now. Ursa, base movement speed has been reduced. Earthshock now causes you to jump forward 250 units and slam the ground. Earthshock cooldown. Man, they're adding gap close to heroes like Lifestealer and Ursa. Sven, of course. Love it. Vengeful Spirit. Wave of Terror vision duration has been increased. Vengeance Aura has been reworked. Now provides +60 up to 180 attack range and +4 up to 16 primary attributes to the player units. Vengeance Aura illusion is now considered a strong illusion, cannot be instantly killed with spells. Nether Swap now works against invulnerable and sleeping targets. Scepter has been reworked. Nether Swap now fears enemies where you land. That sounds very good. In an area of 700 for 2 seconds. So if somebody initiates on your homie, you jump in, save his life, and fear them, and then you can run away. That sounds really good. Level 15 talent change from -6 Wave of Terror cooldown to -3.5 second Magic Missile cooldown. Level 20 talent change from -6 second Magic Missile cooldown to Vengeance Aura illusion cast spells. So not tied to the Scepter anymore. Sounds very good as well. Or you can take +10 Vengeance Aura attributes. Level 25 talent, Magic Missile pierces spell immunity, now deals damage through spell immunity. All right, we're almost done, guys. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. We're almost to the end. Venomancer, Poison Sting now reduces regeneration by 30%. Yes, they're adding more stuff so you don't have to buy a spirit vessel every game. This is so good. I love this. I really, really like this. Poison Nova no longer pierces spell immunity. Viper. Base attack speed has been increased. Poison attack range has been increased. Poison attack has been reworked, reduces magic resistance by 3 scaling to 9%, movement speed by 6 scaling to 12%, and deals 4 scaling to 16 DPS. The debuff can now be incremented up to 5 times, each time refreshing the duration, and lasts 4 seconds. Nether Toxin cooldown has been increased from 6 to 14, no longer reduces magic resistance, now deals damage, increasing amounts of damage the longer the target remains continuously in the area. Base damage is 15 up to 30, but scales up to 16 up to 120. So the longer you can keep somebody stuck in that area, the more damage they take. Now the toxin radius has been increased from 380 to 400. The break overhead effect now only shows up against heroes. Viper Strike now deals damage through a spell immunity. At level 20, you can now have 90 damage instead of poison attack affecting buildings. Level 25, they change 160 damage to poison attack affecting buildings. Visage, Stone Form Helper ability on your hero now targets in an area, causing the closest familiar to the target location to move and cast Stone Form. Huh. Interesting. So you don't have to like move your gargoyle to that area and then cast it. You can just select the area and then the gargoyle will move and cast Stone Form. Warlock, level 15 talent reduced, 60% EXP gain to plus 50%. Level 25% or level 20 change spell immunity for chaotic offering golems to 100% magic resistance for chaotic offering golems. Weaver, Shikuchi no longer grants haste. Instead, it removes the speed limit, causing you to be unslowable and gives you 225 bonus speed. Okay. Wind Ranger, Focus Fire, attack speed has been increased. Level 20 talent changed from Wind Run granting invisibility to minus 20% Focus Fire damage reduction. So you're better at man fighting, I guess. And level 25 talent change from minus 20% Focus Fire damage reduction to... Oh, wait. The Wind Run... Oh, so they just swapped the talents. Okay, so the hero's not changed at all, really. And this Focus Fire damage reduction just means you do more damage. I read that wrong. Winter Wyvern. Winter's Curse no longer reduces damage on the targets from the Winter Wyvern's player, hero, or units. No longer reduces damage on the targets. So you can still do damage through Winter's Curse. Can your teammates? So it just says Winter Wyvern players, hero, or unit. So I assume it's just you. But that means that you can curse somebody and then you can Splinter Blast, and you don't have to like get the timing perfect. You can just do it. Sounds much better for Wyvern. Witch Doctor Maledict no longer pierces spell immunity. Okay. Wraith King, Mortal Strike. Skeleton's damage has been reduced. Vampiric Aura no longer affects creeps. Vampiric Aura Lifesteal has been reduced. Vampiric Aura now provides a plus 6 scaling to 24 damage. Half the values for skeletons. And finally, Zeus, Nimbus Mana cost has been increased from 275 to 325. Level 25 talent has been reduced from 155 arc lightning damage to 145. And those are all the changes in patch 7.23, the Outlanders update. I don't even remember what I talked about in the first half of this. But yeah, a lot of these change log patch things, Jenkins and I will always tell you, oh, this hero is going to be good, this hero is going to be bad. There's so much different about the game right now. I have no idea. From all these new items in the jungle to the changes on the map to the new heroes, we're going to just have to go play the game and figure stuff out. So I am going to end the stream here. I need to go eat some lunch, and then I'm going to play a bunch of games, and then there will be a bunch more content coming out in the next few days. So thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Go have some fun, and as always, be sure to hit us up, let us know what you're finding out We really appreciate the mass data gathering by all of our viewers. All right, we'll see you soon.